All right, hey guys, welcome to another rendition of Trash Talk. So, I'm your host, Andrew Esteves, and this is going to be my guest.
Hi, I'm Tanner, and it's pretty cool to be a part of this.
Yeah,
So thank
and
you.
yeah, awesome, and thank you so much for coming. I'm really excited. This is just going to be a super educational video.
Hmm?
Uh, I know my channel is not necessarily for that. However, I really wanted just to kind of like get your perspective on it because I know that times are changing and we are utilizing our technology from like when we were like kids to high school to whatever to college, and really just kind of pushing that in our professional lives. So I just wanted just to kind of like know more about like who you are as a person. How did you first get into tech, and like what you do now, and like what you kind of hope to achieve from the technology that you learned back when you were in school.
So my background in technology started, I want to say freshman or sophomore year of high school. I was in we called it DCIM, but it was pretty much like a pseudo editing class and like videography class and minor photography bits. So we worked with things like Photoshop, and
Yeah,
I think at the point in time we were using something like it was a cheap program like Movie Maker or something like that. Um, but that's kind of where we started out. Um, it was a unique experience. It was kind of interesting to see what what doors it could open with my interests in the future. Like, I never really saw myself interested in being a part of media or film editing or movie making, anything like that. But after taking the class, I took a liking to like making little fan films and goofy little flicks.
what kind of films did you do?
So I did a really dumb comedy at one point.
Yeah,
We called it Samurai and Snickers. And the basic premise of the film were there was two guys.
yeah,
They were good friends, and one of them stole his Snickers.
okay,
So they started fighting. Forgot
yeah,
why they were fighting. Made up with some Snickers, and then the other guy stole it, and the whole loop started again. But we
yeah,
kind of made fun of like old school Japanese films where the English dub wouldn't match the lyrics, or
that's
not the lyrics, but the mouth.
yeah,
So we just kind of spoofed that with a really ridiculous reason for them to fight.
that's pretty awesome. Yeah, honestly, I personally love home film movies, especially random things that you do for school, speaking of school, that is really cool that you ended up doing that. I'm like a little curious, like what did you learn in terms of like technology, like from school that you use like now, like what do you feel like you have like just kind of accidentally kind of got into, maybe like your teacher showed you, or like an application that you still kind of like dabble in or anything like that.
I learned a little bit of Photoshop. I'm not well versed in it,
Yeah,
but I got really into like abstract art, and it
yeah,
started off in Paint, and then when I learned Photoshop, I kind of tried to translate it over that.
mm,
I wish I knew more about it. I wish I was more in depth with
yeah.
how to actually use
So
the
definitely had like a
profile.
spark, right? Like
Yeah,
something kind of started there.
it
Uh,
definitely did.
okay, yeah, and I also know that you're into like web designing, right?
A little bit. I am getting into it. This is more of a new project for myself. So I'm learning web design and I'm learning coding behind that. Um, and you actually had sat down with me at one point to
Yeah,
kind
I
of
did.
show me
Yeah.
some platforms to
Uh huh.
actually uh, give me an idea of how to better do it. Because my understanding was like you're just going to input a bunch of codes and then all of a sudden, boom, you have a website. And I was so wrong behind that. Like, I
Yeah.
was unbelievably wrong behind that.
No, you're good. Yeah.
Um, so it definitely helped me out. The background in editing gave me at least a rough idea of what I
Mhm.
was doing when we were or like kind of going over how to design websites
Yeah.
and how to format different things. Photoshop made it easier to kind of create logos and
Yeah.
create banners for it. So that was really interesting. It was unique.
So what are your goals from I guess like this like knowledge that you've had, just like from school to like now, like what do you kind of hope to use with the knowledge of technology now in the future?
I mean, everything that I've learned between high school to current date, I it sparked an interest for me. I'm going to school personally to go into God, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out here. You know this one.
The coding.
Yeah, for coding it was. I keep wanting to say science and development, and that's
Oh,
super
computer
wrong.
science.
Thank you,
Yeah.
computer science. I keep tripping up over that.
You know,
I
you're
don't know
good.
why.
Yeah. Don't trip, dog.
But yeah, no, I do want to go into computer science and kind of flesh that out more. It's not about having a specific goal. It's kind of figuring out where I want to go through the college experience within media to kind of narrow my options and go, you know what, I'm really good at this one, and I love this. This is the pathway I want to take with media.
And that's so cool too, just kind of knowing that like all this stemmed just from, you learning about Photoshop in high school to kind of just like continuously growing in like that media field, and like understanding like different like technologies, and then like using it to find like your passion, which is coding. So that is honestly just so inspiring, and to know that people have been understanding all of this from like their classrooms, from their teachers, like on their own, right?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's really awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate everything that you've done. And we'll definitely talk again. But yeah, thanks again.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me on. This was really, really cool.
Awesome. Thanks.
Appreciate it, man.